On the broadcast this Friday night, a voice for vets. Some new efforts now to save a local high school. Credit card crisis, a buffet of fraudulent charges affecting dozens of people. The common denominator, a local restaurant. And fox hunt. Authorities cautioning residents tonight after the animal attacks at least 3 people. NBC 10 News at 7 starts right now.
Live with coverage you trust. This is NBC 10 News 7 at 7.
Where is that fox? Tonight, the hunt is on. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Janik.
And I'm Allison Bologna. The animal has come in contact with several people in East Greenwich. NBC 10's Tony Gugliotta explains what to watch for at number 7.
The bright orange signs at the entrance to Frenchtown Park make it clear as day. A fox is terrorizing the neighborhood. The animal, which looks similar to these foxes we found online, has attacked at least 3 people since Thursday, and animal control hasn't been able to pin it down.
We do believe at this point it is rabid and it is a threat. It's overly aggressive right now at this stage in its disease.
Extra police patrols are blanketing the area, especially near Frenchtown Elementary School. All officers carrying shotguns in case they find the animal. Dr. Scott Marshall of the Rhode Island DEM says to make sure to cover garbage and take any kind of pet food left outside in, and most importantly, get your pets vaccinated. Tony Gugliotta, NBC 10 News.
Bristol police investigating possible sexting by students at Kickapoo Middle School here in Warren. Story makes our number 6 tonight. Police say the students may have used 2 popular apps that parents might not know about. Kik and Hey Hey app. Detectives say once those images are out there, it can lead to a very serious problem for any of those students.
Protesting tonight to keep a local high school open.
Yeah, the new plan for closing Warwick Vets isn't sitting well with many people. Brian Crandall at number 5 tonight.
A controversial plan to close Warwick Vets High School and turn it into the city's junior high now goes to the city school committee after a vote here a couple hours ago from a special panel looking into school consolidation. But angry parents, students, and teachers from Warwick Vets rallied outside the meeting here at the school department. They don't want the school to close. But the school superintendent tells me enrollment is way down over the years, and some schools in the city are barely half full. They need to consolidate. He says the move would save $11 million to start and more than $4 million a year after. The plan calls for students from Vets to be dispersed to the city's other 2 high schools. Students from the city's 2 junior high schools would then move into the Vets building, and the 2 junior high school buildings would close. The plan now goes to the school committee, which will hold hearings on the issue. I'm Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News in Warwick.
Fire and explosions destroyed this former school here in Taunton.
Fire crews now investigating to see if the fire was set. At number 4, NBC 10 Susie Steimel has learned that there is history where this happened.
A site once rich with history, now engulfed in flame. The secluded area has been defunct and without power since 2002. Fire crews say they're investigating this as arson, though no official cause has been determined. The vacant building used to house the Devers School for Kids with Special Needs. There have been 5 suspicious fires here in as many years.
I believe it's kids doing it.
Only one of those fires has been ruled arson. That one took place this Memorial Day, but police have yet to find the arsonist. Only NBC 10 cameras were on the scene as crews tore through brick and warped the hot metal. Police offered a reward to anyone with information about former fires here. So far, no one has come forward. In Taunton, Susie Steimel, NBC 10 News.
Healthcare hassles.
Thousands of Rhode Islanders will be affected by major changes to their Right Care plans. That's state-issued insurance. NBC 10's Bill Rapley explains what you need to know at number 3.
The changes in healthcare insurance are creating a savings for the state of Rhode Island without anybody losing their coverage. The state legislature lowered the income limits for parents on Right Care, which will take 6,500 adults off the plan paid for by the state, but no children will be affected. And to make sure those parents can afford insurance under the Health Source RI exchange, the state will help pay premiums.
For those families who need some assistance paying for that coverage, the state will provide that.
Dropping the parents off Right Care saved $11 million. Helping them with premium assistance so they can go on Health Source RI will cost $1.4 million. That creates a net savings to taxpayers of $9.6 million. Bill Rapley, NBC 10 News.
From 3 to 2, egg foo fraud. Well, Westerly police have seized the computers and cash registers from the China Buffet restaurant following complaints from customers who claim they were overcharged. Police say they received calls from people all around New England who had unauthorized charges on their credit and debit cards. And in each case, the cards were used at the China buffet just before the strange charges started showing up. That's according to police. Police also say they expect to charge several people in the case once the investigation wraps. A review tonight of school policy when it comes to your kids' safety. An elementary school student in Providence allowed to leave school with a man accused of later assaulting her.
Yeah, they're saying it was a mistake at a Providence elementary school, and NBC 10's Sierra Putman has it in our countdown.
The Providence School District has a pickup policy, but we learned last week it wasn't enforced at Asa Messer School, and Bo Kang of Providence was allowed to take a little girl home. He now faces charges for allegedly molesting her. It's stories like this that keep principals in Warwick on alert.
You're really going to have to prove to me who you are to get your child or any child out of my building.
Their elementary schools use these yellow cards and the backup computer system to keep track of who can pick up a child. They also require ID.
And if that's not enough security, well, the school district put up this new camera system this year. So if you don't have a card like this to swipe into the building, well, then you have to buzz in.
It might be more work for adults, but the district says safety first.
Sierra Putman, NBC 10 News.
They are the worst of the worst.
We're talking about southern New England's most wanted. NBC 10 has joined forces with Massachusetts and Rhode Island State Police in the hunt for fugitives. And of course, we need your help. Robbery suspect at large. This one right here. Providence police need your help to get this armed robbery suspect off the streets. He's identified as Miguel Martinez, 28 years old, wanted in connection with an armed robbery that happened back in May of 2012 in Providence. And police have been on the hunt for him ever since.
All right, next up, robber on the loose. Police in Massachusetts hope you can help solve this cold case. This surveillance photo taken inside the St. Anne's Credit Union back in January. Investigators tell NBC 10 the suspect handed the teller a note, then walked off with an undetermined amount of cash. Please take a good look.
And we have a team of law enforcement officials standing by to take your tips in Studio B. If you have any information that could help police catch one of our most wanted criminals, call them at 401-221-1JAR. Call 10 401-224-1JAR. And we will have those officers here live in our studio until 7:30 tonight.
We appreciate their help. Coverage You Trust new at 7 behind the bars. The man accused of terrifying this local neighborhood, he won't be free anytime soon.
And Cuddly Cats, a massive adoption drive this weekend for less than the cost of lunch.
The plain truth. Some controversy tonight over a pilot's distress call.
Cattle Corral, the animal spotted amid residential neighborhoods, but catching this critter was easy, and that's no bull. Mark?
All right, Allison. Our weekend looking mild. Today started out mild, too, right? High 60 degrees near most spots. And tomorrow and Sunday, temperatures will be similar, but we could catch a shower at some point this weekend, Dan. I'll let you know when in a few minutes.
Yeah, Mark, we have a lot to get to, but first, our 7 o'clock snapshot tonight. A bicycle helmet that works like an airbag, invented by 2 grad students with a mutual hatred for helmets. They're now selling by hundreds across Europe. But would you get one? The nylon airbag ejects in a tenth of a second through a small helium canister. It even analyzes your movements to determine what's a real crash. Might be good for you, Allison. We're back in 2.
Closed captioning on NBC 10 is brought to you by Cardi's Furniture. 20 convenient locations offering same-day mattress eye delivery. NBC 10 News at 7 is Coverage You Trust with Dan Janig, Allison Bologna, and Chief Meteorologist Mark Searles.
New details right now about the Attleboro man accused in a shooting that triggered a 7-hour standoff and a school lockdown.
Yeah, that's the scene right there. Now he's being held without bail after a dangerousness hearing. Richard Galliot facing a number of charges, including armed assault. Police say he shot a neighbor after an argument, then barricaded himself inside his home on Jackson Street. He's back in court in the middle of next month. We're talking a little bull tonight. Actually, it's a big bull.
A big one. Went on a bit of an adventure in a North Shore town. To be specific, this bull is only 8 months old but weighs 600 pounds. It hopped a fence and took off from a farm in Newberry this very morning. And instead of running, it peacefully strolled down the street until some people started to call police, who then gave pursuit and eventually corralled the animal and brought it back to the farm.
Wow.
I don't think anyone was hurt.
I think don't be forgetting that, huh?
So, Are you thinking about getting a cat? You have a dog.
Yep, that's right. I'm not thinking about it, but maybe I will, because you don't have to buy one. You can rescue one. The Providence Animal Rescue League is holding its Fall in Love feline adoption event now through Sunday. Shelter is near capacity. More than 200 animals, so it's more important than ever to find them some good, kind homes. During the 3-day event, the adoption fee for all cats and kittens, just over $5. Coverage You Trust new at 7, considering a comeback. Michael Phelps could be adding more medals to his Olympic war chest.
And more fallout for Ford. Toronto City Council takes new steps against its embattled mayor.
Sliding away, that massive sinkhole takes its toll. And Patrice is in the newsroom now working on the stories you'll see on the night team tonight.
Hey, Patrice.
Hi, Dan and Allison. Coming up tonight, all new at 11 on the night team. Pay up or get locked out. The computer program that caused problems for a local police department. Plus saying sorry, Gronk's apology for some controversial comments that were caught on camera. All new at 11.
Now to a story you'll see only on NBC 10 tonight.
The first publicly out transgendered coach in America works here in Rhode Island. NBC 10's RJ Heim introduces us to Stephen Alexander.
Stephen Alexander says he always knew, as far back as he can remember, that he was transgendered. Inside, he was male, but on the outside, he was really female.
I knew early on, but transgender is a very broad term.
Those who go through hormone treatment and surgery are transsexual. But for Stephen, his transgender issue was nearly all-consuming through middle and high school, growing up in rural Northwest Rhode Island. So he poured his heart into sports.
I couldn't express myself, so I focused on schoolwork and I focused on sports. I love basketball. I love playing with my teammates. Such great feelings when you win a state championship.
Through teamwork. It hasn't been completely smooth sailing now here at Pontigansett, but
much love and props to the students who are receptive.
By Stephen's own study, 1 in 10 people are gay or bisexual. Of that 10%, possibly 1% are transgendered, although he says more research needs to be done.
Transgender people with the proper supports from family and friends can be thriving individuals in society. I think we bring good insights into the world around instead of just being male and female. She was like, oh my God.
RJ Heim, NBC 10 News in North Scituate.
7 stops around the globe right now for the stories making headlines here on a Friday night. Holiday shopping, can you believe this? It's in full swing.
I know, it's in full swing. In fact, the lines are already starting to form. It's true. This is video from Hartford, where they're waiting in line for PlayStation 4. The new system is available today, and in some parts of the country, gamers braved freezing cold temperatures just to be among the first to get their hands on the console. The new Xbox comes out next week, by the way.
Wow, already, huh? Olympic gold medal swimmer Michael Phelps could be returning to the sport from which he retired. The 22-time Olympic medalist now taking part in the U.S. drug testing program. This is the first step, everyone, towards a possible competition. His coach is calling the rumors premature, but says Phelps has increased his training to 4 to 5 days a week.
Passengers aboard a U.S. Airways flight rallying around a blind passenger and his service dog who were removed from a flight after the dog began moving around. The flight had been delayed for more than 2 hours, and passengers say the dog was never a problem. The flight was canceled, forcing passengers to take a bus from Philly to Long Island.
All right, Miami Dolphins tackle Jonathan Martin is meeting with the NFL's special investigator to discuss allegation in the team's harassment scandal. The NFL commissioner appointed an investigator to look into the possible misconduct with the team. Meantime, Dolphins guard Richie Incognito has filed a grievance with the NFL against the team regarding his indefinite suspension.
From 4 to 3, and the Toronto City Council voting to strip the mayor of some of his powers. Rob Ford can no longer appoint or dismiss the deputy mayor or his executive committee. That committee, by the way, runs the budget process. Ford says he'll fight the decision in court. Councilors lack the authority to move Ford from his post, and he's refused to step aside. Last week, he admitted to smoking crack cocaine.
We have a bizarre incident over Biscayne Bay in Florida. Number 2 tonight, the pilot of a small plane reported that a man fell out of the plane while the plane was in air about a mile offshore. Problem is, after an exhaustive search, crews never found anyone. Homicide detectives are heading up the investigation now, which is standard anytime somebody dies under suspicious circumstances.
Florida, our final stop tonight. 2 homes in danger of slipping into a sinkhole, and they're being demolished. The massive sinkhole opened up this week in the town of Dunedin, near Tampa. Officials say it's almost 60 feet deep and more than 90 feet wide. 2 homes have been condemned and 4 more are now in danger. Perhaps you're looking for a new place to eat or something fun to do over the weekend?
That would be fun, wouldn't it, Allison? Well, traffic and technology reporter Molly O'Brien has a few apps that can actually help you navigate local hotspots or plan a huge trip. That's tonight's Check This Out.
Rhode Island Monthly has a new web-based app to guide you around Rhode Island, and best of all, this is free. So it's a sleek, fun design. It's super easy to navigate. You can click on any of these 6 icons. The guide has a link to over 400 places to eat, and all you have to do is click on what you're in the mood for, whatever floats your boat. Click on what restaurant sounds good to you. This one even has a link to its Twitter feed, so you can see what people are talking about and what other people like to eat. We'll go back to the home screen, and you can also check out to places to shop around, what local attractions are, and see what events are going on in your community. Sounds like Santa Claus is coming to Roger Williams Park and Zoo. And who doesn't love a good deal? Just click on the green piggy bank, and it brings up digital discounts. Next up is the popular website and app TripAdvisor. Now you can plan a trip anywhere in the world, or you can keep it local. So you take a look and they have different icons, landmarks, museums, and make sure when you're going on this website that you look at what other travelers reviewed. And for all the latest in tech news, make sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm Molly O'Brien, NBC 10 News.
Time now to check Mark and his updated Storm Team 10 forecast.
Big weekend plans, huh?
Yes.
Oh, nice, huh? Especially after a beautiful day. Boy, it was pretty warm out there.
It was a nice day. Yeah, I mean, certainly for mid-November, guys. How do you beat that? 60 degrees, right? Today's high, and we should be around 60 tomorrow and Sunday as well, with really this mild air mass staying with us into Monday, although Monday we've got some rain to talk about. So again, 60 today's high. The average is 54, so we're above that until Tuesday. Cold front comes through Monday night. That'll drop your temperatures back down into the mid-40s. And a fairly brisk wind to go along with that on Tuesday as well. But here in the short term, tonight through the weekend, just some thick clouds. These clouds will be with us not only for tonight, but really for a good portion of tomorrow morning, followed by brighter sky in the afternoon. With the cloud cover will come some milder temperatures, mid-40s at 9 o'clock tonight and lower 40s at 7 tomorrow morning. So if you're like me and maybe many of us raking leaves this weekend, looks like your better day to do that is going to be on Saturday. Sunday, there could be a shower sneaking in toward the afternoon. Here's how it plays out. Noontime. Clouds in the morning, thinning out toward the afternoon. They'll thin out first over inland areas and then take a while to get down toward the south coast. So we'll see a mainly clear sky Saturday night. Sunday morning, the clouds are coming back in. Could be a shower developing well out ahead of that cold front as we head toward the latter half of Sunday afternoon. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Sunday night into Monday, pockets of steadier rain coming through, but staying mild in the low 60s here through Monday until that front clears. And then Dan and Allison, it gets chilly but sunny. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, highs back in the low and mid 40s, and that cool northwest wind returns. Back to you.
Okay, it's Friday night. Yahoo! And the lights are on in North Providence tonight. The Cougars are hosting Exeter West Greenwich.
Yeah, what a great night for the game. Sports Team 10's Frank Carpano joins us right from the field.
Hi, thank you. Out here in North Providence as we continue our profile of Exeter West Greenwich, and we're here with the principal of Exeter West Greenwich, Susan Chandler, and I know that you'd love to have a Friday night home game at your field, but you don't have lights.
We do.
Is that going to happen someday?
I hope so. So if anybody's out there wants to donate some lights, come on.
That's fantastic. Now, we had talked earlier about the fact how you only have 540 students and how nice that is, a very intimate setting, and you've probably got half of them here in the cheerleading squad.
Yes.
But, you know, the school spirit at EWG is incredible, especially for the sports teams.
It is. It is. It's wonderful. They are the most spirited group of kids I've ever worked with.
Well, we're going to give you a little example of that as we step out of the way. We're going to introduce you to the EWG cheerleaders and send it back to you guys. All the highlights coming up tonight on the night team.
All right, looks like a good night. And NBC 10 cares about helping to feed local families this Thanksgiving. We want to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone who donated during our 10 Cares Thanksgiving
What was the final
yesterday.
number?
You helped us raise more than $63,000
right.
for local families, but that number will increase because some of the donations are still coming in. So thank you so much.
They're in the mail. So NBC 10's Tony Gugliotta, though, from Middletown right now, where there's still plenty of time to help.
I'm Tony Gugliotta at the East Main Road Shaw's location here in Middletown, and people have been coming out donating food for our 10 Cares Thanksgiving holiday food drive. I've been doing some shopping myself, gotten the essentials, some holiday goodies, some pasta, some bread mix, everything like that. People have been donating all day, and it's just getting better. Bags full of canned goods. You can buy them here at the store. You can bring them from home anywhere. We'll take all donations for you. The Channel 10 viewership community has been very generous this holiday season. season. Over $60,000 donated in the Salvation Army Channel 10 telethon yesterday. Please keep donating. You'll see bins like these at participating Shaw's locations throughout southern New England right by the exit. So please donate. Help out those less fortunate than us this holiday season. In Middletown, Tony Gugliotta, NBC 10 News.
Thanks, Tony. Coverage you trust. New at 7, Close Encounter. Look at that, a photographer butts heads with nature.
There's greatness in Gotham. A young boy's dream becomes reality thanks to the kindness of thousands and thousands of strangers. Parting shots up next.
Storm Team 10 reports are brought to you by Tarbox Toyota Hyundai, where you're in the driver's seat.
All right, time for our party shots as we all end the week here together on a Friday night. Boy, one photographer, guys.
Week.
Yeah, it's actually, I think it went by quickly, actually.
Okay,
Glad it's Friday.
So.
All right, one photographer got a little too close for comfort to an elk in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The photographer was sitting down taking pictures, and before he knew it, there was a young bull elk right in front of him. Situation, though, got a little bit dangerous when the animal started headbutting the photographer.
Okay.
I don't know why the photographer didn't just get up, but I don't know, maybe he had to be
Because he probably didn't
careful.
want to spook him.
Yeah, eventually the elk headed back into the woods. You don't see that every day.
No, that's a big one, too.
All right, guys, so Veterans Day is over, but the tributes linger a little bit. Kimberly Roberts sent us this photo of the skies over the Warwick Mall today. Is that cool?
Oh, wow.
Check that out.
Wow.
A cloud in the shape of a flag, obviously,
That's
right?
awesome.
That is just a very cool tribute to our veterans, so hope you enjoy that.
That's neat. Wow.
Real neat.
Thousands of strangers go the extra miles for a boy who they don't know. This story has been national. This is an amazing story. This little guy, his name is Miles. He's 5 years old. His cancer, he had leukemia, and it's in remission. And this was his special wish, to be Batman for a day. So get this, volunteers transformed San Fran into Gotham City and planned a whole day of activities, many of which were shown live on television out west. Nightly News covered this too. The young Caped Crusader saved a woman and stopped a bank robbery. Miles' adventure took him all over the city, finally ending at City Hall for a special ceremony with the mayor. And I think it was 17,000, is that right? 17,000 people showed up for that.
Incredible. But does that restore your faith in
Talk about
public?
coordination, huh?
Yeah, but it restores your faith in people. You know, people. You think all those people came out for this little kid, and you know, the local Make-A-Wish around here does a great job as well.
Totally.
So it's a great cause.
Kid's never going to forget that.
We like to end on an up note here.
That's right. Positive. Positive power to the people.
Have a terrific weekend. Good night.
See you at 11.
Good morning, Nellie.
Oh.
Hey, have you ever tried Honey Nut Cheerios?
Love them.
Neat.
Now you, on the other hand, you need some help.
Why?
Look at you. What is that?
You mean my honey wand?
No. Get rid of it. Come on. Matter of fact, shirt, shoes, shades.
Wow.
Now, that voice.
My voice? What's wrong with my voice?
Yeah, man. B got swag.
Be happy, be healthy.
That's got to go, too.